Over 100 pages into Alchemised and it looks like absolutely nothing. Part 2 is blowing my mind and I want to get back and read this now. It is so captivating and it's hilarious. He has such a comedic tone to his writing. I'm just as shocked as you are. Hi my loves, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you guys are new. Truly, completely transparently, I just forgot to do a little intro for this video. I got straight into it. So I thought I'd do a little intro now. So welcome to today's video. This reading vlog is going to be reading books I am incredibly intimidated of, incredibly scared to read, to pick up. Basically just making me accountable to actually pick up books and not be so scared of them and see if it was actually worth being scared of them. The first book we were going to be picking up is, I debated reading this and truly I just got influenced at the end of the day. Everyone else is reading it and rating it incredibly high stars. So I was like, you know what, I've got to read it. That is Alchemised by SenLinYu. This is SenLinYu's first work, debut author. And Alchemised pretty much overtook the internet day of release. Like this was going absolutely crazy and honestly it got the better of me. Also, this edition is absolutely stunning. So of course I had to pick it up. This is the first book we're going to be tackling in today's vlog. It's also a really hefty book. Like I had no idea that this was over 1,000 pages long. So this is going to be a little bit scary, but it's fine. We've got this. We're going to go in together. Let's dive into Alchemised and see how we go. I'm taking you along on this journey. I'm holding myself accountable through you. Over 100 pages into Alchemised and it looks like absolutely nothing. Like it looks like we've hardly made a dent, but we have, I promise. So chapter 8, page 113. The best way I can describe this is that I feel like this is the second book in a series. I'm very confused. I don't know if that's like meant to be the point, like you're there along with the main protagonist not knowing very much about their situation. Am I there with Helena? Is that what is meant to be happening? Because at the moment I'm very confused on what's going on. I'm really not sure if I'm supposed to be this confused or if it's just me. I actually have really liked the little glimpses of the alchemy magic side of things. Our main protagonist basically studied at the Institute of Alchemy, so the magic system is very centered around that, but we also have like necromancy, vivimancy I think it was called, so like the opposite of necromancy. We have a lot of like kind of dark magical things. I don't know how to describe it. It's a very interesting world. I don't know a lot about it at the moment. We're still only getting little like snippets of what the world is like. I feel like we're going to get a whole lot more for the rest of the book. I feel like I should have more background to what I'm reading at the moment, but I think that's the point. I think I'm meant to be this confused. Like now that I'm thinking about it, I'm pretty sure I'm meant to be. I feel like that shows good writing. Like you're right there with the character. So hopefully that's like the universal experience. I feel like I just have such a like nervous approach towards this. I'm always so scared. Honestly, not too much has happened at the moment. We are following our protagonist Helena. She has been a prisoner of war. She's basically been kind of tortured in the dark. Like she's been sitting in this dark cell and everyone's really surprised that she is alive. She is the last standing member of the resistance. She was part of the Order of the Eternal Flame. I'm very much trying to separate this from its original work because I know that's what the author wants. The bad people, should we say, like the bad guys that won, are kind of doing tests on her because they're confused on how she is still alive, how she has survived this whole like situation, all this torture and everything. But they are also very aware that she is the last remaining member of the Order of the Eternal Flame. So they think she could be like vital to, if there was any sign of resistance still happening, she could be like a key aspect to that. However, her memory is missing. She cannot remember anything, so they take her to the High Reeve and his task is to try and get her memory back for the High Necromancer. That's pretty much all that's happened. That's all we know so far. Pretty much just like the blurb, like the back, what the back tells you. I'm still like in shock at how beautiful this edition is. Like, oh my gosh, it's so pretty. But yeah, not too many thoughts at the moment. I feel like I'm going to be giving fewer updates because I'm not going to be updating you every 100 pages, 1,000 pages in here. What? This just flips the whole script. Are you serious? I was not expecting that. I have been avoiding spoilers like the plague for this. Like I have just been trying to stay off TikTok as much as possible. Whenever a video with this pops up, I'm scrolling past. But we are at page 338 now. I feel like we've made a dent. Chapter 27, and we are a few chapters into part 2. This just took a completely different turn. I feel like I went into this with such little knowledge. I knew the very, very basic premise, but that was kind of it. I didn't know anything about what was going on. I am shocked. I am shocked. There was one bit we just read where I'm just like, what on earth just happened? Like, what did it... I cannot. I'm so shocked. One line changed like the entire trajectory of this book so far. I am so conflicted right now because I feel like I went into this book with, I don't know what expectations, but I'm actually really liking some of our characters. Farron is growing on me. I didn't see that coming at all. But then like now and then he'll do stuff and I'll be like, oh, ew. Like, I don't know. I'm so confused. I'm so conflicted. I'm having a reading day today. Whilst it is absolutely beautiful and sunny outside, I do want to be reading as much as possible. And I feel like I don't even have much to update you apart from the fact that part 2 is blowing my mind and I want to get back and read this now. So that is exactly what I'm going to go do. I'm going to go read as much as possible of this. Let's see how far we can get into it today. It is the morning and I think I spoke to you guys 2 days ago and we have made like a lot of progress. So we are at page almost 700. We're at page 698. So like we've made a lot of progress. We're over halfway. I think we've got about like 300 pages left, which is exciting. We're getting somewhere. I feel like I have a lot to talk about, so I'm just gonna like dump my thoughts on you. I really liked part 1. I really liked learning about magic side of things in this world. I really liked learning about the alchemy, the institute, the necromancy, like everything like that. I was finding that really, really interesting. And I kind of like, I want to learn a little bit more about that. In the second part, I've been enjoying it. Like there's definitely been quite a lot of action and kind of tying things together from the first part of the book, which I've really like, I've needed that. Starting to learn so much about our characters. I definitely really feel for Cain. Like Cain, oh my God, I really feel for him. He is like a very complex character, which I really like. I love a morally grey, complex character. My main critique is it feels like the magic side of things has kind of fallen back a little bit. And I want more of our magic. Like I want to be learning a little bit more. I feel like there's still, like, I still stand by my statement of this feels like a second book in a series. I feel like I need to know more basis around the world, around our characters. The only one that it makes sense is we don't know that much about Cain. And to me, that makes sense. Like, here's one of the characters. Part of his character development is the fact that we don't know a lot about him and we're learning about him in different ways throughout the book. That makes a lot of sense to me. But our main protagonist, Helena, and everyone else, basically, I wish I knew a little bit more about them. I wish I knew a little bit more about the resistance in general. And like the further we get in, we definitely are learning more. And I kind of have more questions now. Also, SenLinYu is just an incredible author. Like the way you can read so many pages so quickly and it just flows so well. It has this way about it that just, I don't know, it just flows really well, guys. That's the best way I can describe it. For an 1,000-page book, they've done an incredibly good job. It doesn't feel really like 1,000 pages. It doesn't feel like I've read almost 700 pages. Partly because like not a huge amount has happened, but also partly because the writing is just really digestible and really easy to read and like understand everything. It makes understanding this world and the politics in this world heaps easier. Because to be honest, it's quite a complex world. Like the author has done so much to create this world and make it so unique. So I really like that element of it. I don't know where this is going to go. I have so many questions and I feel like some of my questions are getting answered, but I am also getting so many more. That's the point. Like I'm meant to be questioning all these things and it's really intriguing me. Like it's really truly intriguing me. I don't know where this is going to go. I have so many thoughts. I have so many questions. My mind is like going at 1,000,000 miles per second. Also being able to work through sprayed edges. This is the first like sprayed edges book I've ever read and it's really exciting. As of now, I haven't cried yet. I don't know if it's because I was mentally preparing myself to cry and I was ready to be really emotional over this book, or if it's just because I truly haven't connected to the characters on the level that would make me cry. It takes a bit for me to cry in a book. I will say that. I do cry, but I have to be pretty emotionally connected to our characters for tears to come out. My eyes will water, but like, yeah, to be actually really like impacted by it is usually because I'm super connected to our characters. And I just feel like I'm lacking that at the moment. I am connected to Cain as a character, but everyone else I'm kind of struggling to connect to. And I'm not really sure why. I just feel like I need to know more about them. I need to know more about why they're so committed to what they're doing and why they're just doing what they're doing, to be honest. Like I need to know the reasons behind stuff. It's keeping me on my toes and it's very addictive and it's really easy to read. so I feel like I've had time to process it a little bit more now. To give you my full thoughts. They're not what I thought. Like, I'm really in shock right now because they're not what I thought they were gonna be. I did enjoy this book. Let me start by saying that I did really enjoy this book, but I think I'm gonna give it a 4.25 rating. It felt quite dragged out. I'm so scared to say anything bad about this book because I know the fandom behind it. But being completely honest, it did feel really dragged out. Like, I don't think it had to be 1,000 pages long. That's a long book. The only book I've read that's like longer than that is Brandon Sanderson. Like, that is a long book. But yeah, I don't think it needed to be 1,000 pages. I didn't quite connect to our characters as much as I was wanting to. I did love Kane. Guys, I love Kane, okay? He's amazing. But everyone else, I wasn't really connecting to as much as I was hoping to. The ending did make me tear up a little bit. I don't know, it wasn't necessarily sad, it wasn't really happy. It kind of was like bittersweet in a sense, and that did make me a little bit sad. I think this shows though, going into a book with extremely high expectations it's never gonna turn out good for anyone, honestly. I can't think of one book I went into with like expectations up here that actually came out like with the expectations met. Every book that I love to pieces, I went in with either a little bit of hype, one or two people saying that they absolutely loved it, or I didn't know much about it at all. Like when I think of Binding 13, Magnolia Parks. Way of Kings is a little bit different because it's, I don't know, it felt different because that's like an older kind of legacy. Like this is so new. Once Upon a Broken Heart, like all of those kind of books that are like my Empire kind of books, I went in with quite just, okay, what's this gonna be like? I'm gonna form my own opinion. Whereas this book, I went in with incredibly high expectations that honestly, I don't know even what could have met them. Like, I don't know what could have met those expectations. So it was pretty unfair of me. Like, I'm saying that now, it was unfair of me to have such high expectations. I do recommend it if you are curious. It just is a big commitment. Like, I'm aware how big this book is and how much of a commitment that is. As for darkness, trigger warnings, everything like that, I do think it's worth looking up trigger warnings. I don't think it's as dark as I was expecting. I had prepared myself, like I had mentally and physically prepared myself for this book. So also maybe going in with that, because like in the past I have been caught out so many times by not reading the trigger warnings carefully enough, not taking them seriously enough, and just getting caught out. So in this one I was like, I'm taking them seriously, and I'm glad I did, and that probably made it a little bit easier for me to get through, and I wasn't as like, I need to put this book down or anything like that. There were definitely dark moments, so I still think it's worth looking them up, but yeah, it wasn't quite as dark as I was expecting it to be, which I do think has a lot to do with being traditionally published. I don't think it was my favorite read of the year, and I am so sorry because I was really ready to love this book. I was terrified to read it, and I don't think you need to be terrified to read it because SenLinYu's writing is so easy to read. Incredible writer. They are just absolutely amazing. Like, it is so easy to read 1,000 pages. That's a rare gift. That I'm very aware that that's a rare gift. The fact that you can just speed through this and be lost in it so quickly is quite amazing. Even though parts did feel really dragged out, it was interesting. Also, I loved the like whole layout of this book. It wasn't your typical kind of fantasy or post-war fantasy. Like, it was a very interesting approach to it all, and I really liked that. I did really enjoy that. There was so many aspects of this book I did enjoy. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I'm really confused right now. It probably will take a few days for it to actually set in, but yeah, I finished Alchemised. That is the main point. The next book we're gonna pick up is probably gonna be quite exciting for a lot of you. I'm not gonna lie. I'm terrified of it. Obviously, that's why it's in this vlog. And that is Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. Guys, this book has been terrifying me because it's not my usual genre. I don't usually read sci-fi. Like, that is not what I gravitate towards, but I've been seeing so many good things about it. Well, I've been seeing a few good things about this, and I know that there's a movie coming out next year, and I've just been a little bit more intrigued. I also know this author wrote The Martian, which I haven't read, but I've seen the movie and I loved it. So that makes me even a little bit more intrigued. And when I bought this book, all of you commented saying like, oh my God, you are gonna love it. It is an incredible book. Every single person I've recommended it has absolutely loved it. That made me even more intrigued. So whilst this does terrify me because it is so outside my comfort zone, I'm really intrigued by it. And I think it's good for me to step outside my comfort zone a little bit more. And this is like not fantasy sci-fi. This is like full-on sci-fi. Science fiction, if you will. That is gonna be our next read. We're gonna dive into this one, and I'm just gonna put all my scary thoughts aside, and we're gonna solely focus on Project Hail Mary. I'm 100 pages into Project Hail Mary. So far, I've got to say I'm quite shocked. This is so far outside my comfort zone, it's not even funny. Like, I would never gravitate towards this book naturally at the bookstore. The only reason I picked this up is just because of like the hype surrounding it and so many people recommending it to me. I'm kind of in shock. First of all, let's break it down. Okay, so I'm very glad I went in blind, so I'm not going to say much about it either. All I'm gonna say is that our main protagonist wakes up on a spaceship that is kind of just traveling through space, and he doesn't remember how he got there, why he's there. So it's the amnesia trope, and I feel like going in blind for the amnesia trope is one of the best things you can do. So I'm very happy that I went in with such little information, because I am loving grabbing the little bits of information we have and trying to kind of put together an answer, like almost before the protagonist. I am loving Andy Weir's writing. It is so captivating and it's hilarious. He has such a comedic tone to his writing, and I cannot tell you how much I'm obsessed with it. Like, when Jamie was reading this book, she said that it felt like Ryan Gosling, who's going to be starring in the movie adaptation of this, was talking to you. Like, he's the narrator, and that's what it feels like. He is so comedic and like funny, and it's just really engaging. It feels like you're talking to someone or you're in the mind of the character so easily. That's definitely helping me read it, and it's like definitely making it super easy, because another reason I always stay away from sci-fi is because sometimes I just don't understand it. Like, especially when it's like in a very scientific setting, like this is in a spaceship and they're talking about very technical terms I don't really understand, but the way it's communicated helps me understand it a lot better. The way it's just kind of like you're in someone's brain, I don't know, it helps me understand it a lot more. Also, I feel like this is a very different type of sci-fi that I haven't really read before. I've read Red Rising, so I've read kind of, I don't know, sci-fi, but like fantasy sci-fi maybe? Because Red Rising is kind of like, the best way I would describe it is like the Hunger Games but in space. Like, it almost has this very fancy elements to it. There's a hierarchy, like a different whole world, that kind of vibe. Whereas this is more like science fiction, so like real world scenarios, but like they're not actually that realistic, if that makes sense. Like Interstellar vibes, very much Interstellar vibes. I'm actually really enjoying it so far. I'm only 100 pages in, so I don't want to say too much, but at the moment I am having such a fun time with it. I want to read more. I'm very excited to pick it up and read more, which I just didn't expect to happen in a sci-fi book. We are over halfway into Project Hail Mary, and I'm honestly kind of like, I'm just surprised. I'm surprised I'm having so much fun with this, because I truly just did not expect to. This is so not my usual read. And now I'm starting to think like I really need to get out of my comfort zone more, because this is so much fun. It's so much fun not knowing what's gonna happen as well, because I feel like when you read a lot of the same genres, like thrillers or romance or fantasy, whatever, well, depending on the author, but you start to understand and kind of get this general theme of what's going on. But because I'm so new to this genre, and I don't know if you would know what's going on anyway, like even if you read this kind of sci-fi all the time, I don't know what is, like, I don't know where this is going to go. I'm really liking our characters. I love our main protagonist, and that's always a good sign. I feel like when you start to really just connect with your main protagonist and start to know them so well, that's always really fun. Also, I was looking at the reviews of this. They're all by some of my favorite authors. Like, we've got George R.R. Martin, Brandon Sanderson, Taylor Jenkins Reid. We have some incredible reviews of this. So yeah, clearly there's a lot of hype surrounding it for a good reason. I'm so excited to see the trailer for this. Like, I feel like watching the trailer after reading this is going to be like a reward, because I can see if my imagination is like picturing it accurately or how everyone else would picture it. I'm really excited. There's so many unanswered questions still, but we are learning a lot more about why our protagonist is in this situation, how he got there, but I still have so many questions. I don't really know the like true reason, and I'm loving that it's like kind of a slow burn tension wise. We're just waiting to see. The stakes are just really high as well. It's hard to talk about this book without giving away any spoilers, but I truly am going to try my best, because going into this so blind was one of the best things I've done. Still obsessed with the writing style. It feels like you're in the situation with the protagonist. It feels like you're literally in outer space. And whilst there is a lot of science talk, a lot of you warned me that there was going to be a lot of like physics talk and everything like that. It does confuse me a little bit, but I'm kind of going back to like high school physics. I know the basic laws of physics, so that's helping a little bit, but I wouldn't say you have to know everything that's going on science-wise to still enjoy this book. So if that is like scaring you by any means or stopping you from going into this book, just know you don't need to be. Like, it's fine. You'll have a great time. Guys, we just finished Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. My first, like, I would say proper sci-fi book. I don't know, it was very different to the sci-fi books I have read before, which are very fantasy sci-fi. This was like full science fiction. This was so good. This was so much better than I thought it was. Well, I knew it was gonna be good. I just wasn't sure if I was gonna like it. And I did. I am very happy to say I enjoyed this. This was so much fun. First of all, obsessed with the writing style. The writing style is so cool. I want more of this. Like, I'm actually so connected to the character because of the writing style. That is so much fun. That hasn't happened in such a long time for me. I'm so shocked right now. I don't exactly know my rating. I reckon like a 4.5, 4.75. Like a high rating. There is not a lot I can fault about this book at all. If anything, it was so fun. I really liked the ending as well. I had absolutely no idea how this was gonna end the entire time. And even up until the last second, I still wasn't sure about how it was gonna end. I was kind of confused. I was like, I don't really know how this is gonna play out. Really liked the ending. I thought it was really satisfying. It was a really good conclusion. I loved it so much. I think I'm just in shock because like I had one book that I read at the beginning of the vlog that was so highly anticipated for me and there was so much hype surrounding it. And I had really high expectations for that one, whether this one I had like hardly any expectations, and I feel like I love that. I am so happy. Guys, I'm losing it. I'm so tired, but this was so much fun. I cannot recommend this enough. Even if you don't really read sci-fi very often, I reckon anyone could read this. I could literally recommend this book to anybody and I think they'd enjoy it. I'm so excited to watch the trailer. I'm gonna do that soon. I'm so excited to see this come to life as well. This is a book that it doesn't always happen, but when you read a book that you know is getting adapted into film and then you're like, wow, this is gonna be good. I feel like that doesn't happen very often, to be honest. I often feel like it's the other way around, but yeah, I can really see this in film. Like, I think this will be so cool. Highly recommend. This was so much fun. Really liked Grace as a character. He was so cool, so relatable, just had so much personality, and I haven't read a book like that in such a long time. Guys, all good things to say, all good things to say. Honestly, I was pretty hooked the entire time as well. Like, I didn't ever not want to be reading it. I was always thinking about it when I wasn't reading it as well. So I'm just as shocked as you are. I literally am just as shocked as you are. You guys all told me that I would love this and that this was an amazing book. Now, I would have listened to it on Audible or like on audiobook. I'm getting into audiobooks more, but I didn't have any credits or anything like that. And on Spotify, I was out of hours. So I will listen to a chapter when I have like credits and stuff, because I know that so many of you say that it's an incredible audiobook and I just want to hear what the narrative's like, because apparently it's very humorous. So I will do that anyway. But yeah, as for now, we have finished Project Hail Mary. And that brings us to the end of this vlog. We only did 2 books, but they were hefty books and I'm so glad we did. But yeah, thank you for watching to this vlog today. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you enjoyed all my reactions and everything. If you stayed till the end, thank you so much. It truly means the absolute world to me. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching and I will see you in my next video.